Hello, welcome to Trusty Hogs episode 4, Helen.
Numafia.
Hi guys, Andrew here. I wasn't actually in the studio for this episode, and it is not episode 4, it is episode 5. So I wasn't on hand to correct that. But don't worry, Catherine and Helen barely even mention that it's episode 4 for the rest of the introduction, so you shouldn't even notice.
You're wearing the jumper that you wore in our lovely promo
For
shot.
any YouTube watchers, I am sitting next to a picture of myself wearing this jumper, but after I've had professional hair and makeup. So I look really, I'd still look manic, but banging.
Which one are we saying you look are you looking banging today or there?
There? Are you serious? You think this is banging today?
Oh no, I was just checking which one you thought you were banging in.
This for me is just sort of like, this is sexy casual, I'd say is my vibe today. Yeah.
I always think that about a heavy knit in purple. I think sexy casual.
I feel like heavy knit and purple is my calling card.
I love that for you. Good.
Like when in doubt, heavy knit purple, and you look, similar. You've got the same colour lips.
Yeah, I just look like a morose widow, which is pretty
You
much
do
my
look-
entire vibe.
I like that for you,
Thank
though.
you so much.
It's episode 4. We've already gone downhill.
Yes,
it's already
hello,
like, what's the
episode
point?
4. This is Trusty Hogs.
What's
Welcome to
even the
Trusty
point
Hogs.
in life?
Hey now, this is Trusty Hogs.
Why
We're
are
an
we
upbeat
here?
Show. We're an upbeat show. We're going to talk about our weeks. We're going to help people with their problems.
We're going to ask the big questions. We're going to figure out not only why the earth is flat, but what's underneath it. Could you imagine if that was the whole chat? Just us being like, but what's underneath? Sand. That's what I'm putting my money on.
We don't
Sand.
think that it's flat. And also, this is a podcast where we talk about our weeks and more importantly, where we ask you to trust us with your problems. And then when you do, we will revel in them. Help you solve them. It's called Trusty Hogs because we are reliable and also disgusting.
Big like.
We're little pigs.
Piggy piggies.
Little pigs, but we're eager to be your friends. And we're smarter than we seem.
So this is episode 4.
Yay! We've said episode 4 so many times.
Episode
now.
4.
It's episode 4. I don't know if you know that. That comes after 3 before 5. Yeah.
4.
Definitely. Oh wow, we're really filling the time.
Thank you.
Now. It's the week of Halloween.
Through the fog, step forth the trusty hogs. Yeah, you're gonna give them your problems and they will solve them. Or maybe they won't, and that's your problem. They'll have guests and Andrew White on the tech. Oh, it's Helen and Catherine as the Trusty Hogs. Trust the Trusty Hogs, or maybe not.
Hello, Helen Bauer.
Happy Halloween.
How are you? Are you excited for Halloween?
I am so excited for Halloween, even though I never really do anything for it.
Same. I never do anything for it, but I absolutely love it. I love the vibe. I wish I lived somewhere where you could do, where there was more trick-or-treating. Not me. I wouldn't go trick-or-treating. I realize I'm too old. But I wish more...
But did you ever go trick-or-treating?
There's no sensible way there's no appropriate way to say this. I wish more children came to my house. I just mean I love the vibe, the community vibe of that, and my parents have it, and I wish I had it.
Do they have it then?
Yeah.
Do you guys do it when you were younger?
Oh yeah. Did you not go trick-or-treating?
No, never.
Oh, I grew up in a housing estate where everyone went to everybody's house.
Some people did it in our town, but my mum wouldn't let us do it because I think it started because we were going to church every weekend at this point, which feels weird that I'm on the religious side of this.
Wait, you didn't go trick-or-treating because of God?
I think what happened is at my mum's church,
Halloween isn't during Lent.
something was said about how it scares old people in the town. And then for some reason, we weren't allowed to go trick-or-treating for that reason. I have no idea, but that was the rules. So we'd go to a neighbour's house and bob for apples, like in the olden days.
Yeah, sure.
But we wouldn't go around asking for sweets.
Why does that have to do with mass? Is it just that you heard all the old people rumours there?
I think so. I think she heard them, and then that was a rule at home.
That's absurd. No, we had an equivalent thing where fireworks are illegal in Ireland because they scare dogs. Is it like that?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, fully illegal all year round?
Yeah, it's illegal. Yeah, people still get them in from Northern Ireland.
About to say, they must get them in.
Oh, yeah. People get them in. Nobody cares about dogs in Ireland, but apart from... No, we do. Obviously.
No, the only thing we did... So we did Halloween. We'd have, dinner at ours or, at a neighbour's house, and we'd have, Fanta, because it's orange, pumpkins.
Oh, wow, that is a stretch.
It's pushing what Halloween could be.
Did you do pumpkin carving?
Maybe. It's weird. I don't really
Okay, I feel like I should tell you that you're talking to my mother loves a holiday.
But that's the thing. I think you've got one of those families that like really
She
go for
loves
it.
a
Like we
holiday.
decorated for Christmas 5 days before Christmas.
Wow, that's sacrilegious. We would decorate for Halloween. I remember as a kid, I would cover the entire hallway with black bin liners, so the entire hall would become a dark room. And then we'd paint with glow in the dark paint, like skeletons and pumpkins. We did pumpkin carving. We used to empty out a huge pumpkin, and my mom would make pumpkin soup and bake the actual pumpkin out of it empty, serve it out of the pumpkin for a barbecue. Everyone would have a barbecue out the front, so people would come trick-or-treating, but we'd also give like hot dogs and burgers to the adults. Not like, I'm sure it's not a health and safety ideal situation, but we did it, and we loved Halloween. Like we do bobbing for apples. We do that weird one where the apple spins around on the string. What's that called? And you have to bite it with when your hands are tied behind you.
I don't know, but I know what you
remember
mean.
thinking that was incredibly unsanitary, and I didn't want to do it after other people.
That
So I always
sounds
wanted to
like
go
you would, like,
first.
break
Yeah. In the same way that I think I was the only child who would go through her bag and be like, "These were not sealed upon receiving them."
A fun kid. Yeah.
So I will be giving those to the group. And yeah, so Halloween was big.
And would you do
for-
costumes to go?
Oh yeah.
Memorable ones?
Oh, I'd say not necessarily great choice. I know I was definitely
Daddy's little slut.
a Native American. I would
No.
I was a child, but yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
I was. I was also definitely like a fortune teller of vague heritage.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, maybe this shouldn't go in the podcast.
No, I'm
It's
loving
not-
this.
It wasn't okay.
Hey, you're being honest. It's fine.
It wasn't okay. I'm sure it wasn't.
It's not okay, but
No.
it's fine.
But I was like 4.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't say you were picking the costume knowing what you were doing.
I wasn't picking the costume. No, and then as I got
So
older,
your mum's going to get cancelled.
yeah,
What I'm
that's
saying.
crazy. She's so cancelled. I was also a nurse. I don't know if that's allowed. And
I think that's still allowed.
yeah, Irish people are nurses. And
Yeah.
yeah. So what about you? What did you dress as?
Nothing. I mean, I would have like a witch's hat or something.
What?
And my sister would have a witch's hat. And that would pretty much be it.
That's so sad.
I know. It feels sad now I'm saying it.
Did you
But
watch
then
Halloween
I've taken
movies?
that into adult life because I'm bad at dressing up. Like the amount of times I've been like, I've got a Halloween party in. Okay, I'm going to get dressed up for this. And then I just draw on like a cat nose on my face. I'm like, I'm done.
Wow, that shows no respect for your host.
No respect.
That's
I once
astonishing.
threw a Halloween party as a teenager and I went as a French maid. And I thought
Wow.
I looked fire, but it was just a black dress with a white apron.
On a
And I was like,
child.
I've crushed it.
That's insane.
No, well, a 14-year-old, so a child's body for some, a woman's body for me.
No,
She was a busty teenage French maid.
Let's not confuse matters. Let's not confuse. I did dress as a cat and then got really, really attached to a specific black velvet catsuit that I had when I probably initially was 6 or 7.
Jesus.
But I didn't. I kept wanting to be a cat because I loved that costume well into an age where it didn't fit me anymore.
And also it's like worn around out the crotch.
But
so
mainly
you're just sort of
like
like
that
a
was just
real
a
pussycat.
stretch on the belly,
A
you know what I mean? Like a
super
real
pussycat.
stretch.
Yeah.
So it'd have to stay hunched in it, you know, like so that I could. It's like
In character.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's pretty tense. And yeah, I loved Halloween. It was great, and it was such a big deal in our house.
But then do you do Guy Fawkes as well? Because that's the thing. There's like 2 celebrations in a
No,
row.
I never understood Guy Fawkes until I came to this country. As in, I didn't understand. We don't have like a bonfire night. we just do Halloween.
See, bonfire night we did. Like we would be the house that would do the fireworks. We'd get Catherine wheels, which now I get where they came from since meeting you, which is nice.
They're not what?
They're called Catherine wheels with a C.
Yeah, I don't think it's after me.
There's definitely a connection there, 100%.
I'm not sure that's.
And we'd burn a Guy Fawkes. We'd stuff it.
Sorry, what?
But I remember this holiday so specifically because I got my first Beanie Baby on one of our bonfire nights. It was a leopard called Freckles.
Wow, that's rude.
How?
No, I'm joking. So hang
It
on.
was so good. I got it from Fleet Toys, which is a toy shop in Fleet, which is run exclusively by women who hated children.
Oh,
like
love that.
really,
I love that as a
tiny
toy shop energy.
should have looked so cute. Like from
Yeah.
the outside, it's just like Fleet Toys and like toys all in the window, and you go in, you got to go up a tiny staircase to
So
see everything
sweet.
upstairs, like Sylvanian families and stuff, like the whole vibe. And there would always be 2 women downstairs being like, "Don't touch anything if you're not going to buy it." And it was just like so mean. But like all you want to do is go there, particularly when Beanie Babies came out, because this is before like W.H. Smiths had the Beanie Babies. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
So we're not going to go to the service station every time we want a Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
So you got to go there, and then it ruins the whole vibe, you know?
Yeah, when somebody's not supporting
But
you in your Beanie Baby journey, that's
I got
tricky.
freckles, and I couldn't be apart from her.
Of course.
Like, she had to be on my persons. But then there's fire, and we're building it. And when my
Oh
big
my
brother think it'd be
God.
really funny to, like, stuff our Guy Fawkes with freckles. And for me, no...
She's not a
I
political
had no
baby.
time for jokes.
She's not a political baby.
But I don't even know if Guy
She's
Fawkes
a
is
beanie
political.
baby.
You just get your dad's
You don't know
jeans,
if Guy Fawkes
you
is
fill it with...
political.
I do. Guy Fawkes is the man who tried to blow up Parliament
Sure.
on the 5th of November. It's really hard because I always get that confused with the 11th, which is end of World War One.
Wow.
The 11th of the
You're
11th,
holding
right?
a lot of dates in your mind.
A lot of
You've got
things
a lot
happen around
going on.
Halloween
Very
and the
smart
wars,
girl.
and people think it's a coincidence
I know,
as
it's
well.
crazy. She's
the
blonde, but she's just as beautiful as she is.
Halloween and then the war ends.
I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
Listen,
so.
there's no way that. Oh, why am I?
Not for me.
Why am I
Not for me.
facilitating this nonsense?
And then you stuff it, and then you burn it on a fire, and you'll go, "Yay!"
Sorry, did you actually burn your dad's jeans?
Dad's jeans.
Didn't he need them?
No, well, he works in sewage, so we'd get the ones that had the most shit on them.
Oh God! So your Guy Fawkes stank.
The shittiest pet. But the whole house stunk. When the man works in sewage, you live in the house that shit built. Literally. So we'd get the most pooey things we could find. And it's usually my mum was like, those ones.
Oh, she knew. She
Those
had a
ones.
vendetta.
Because he's a shitty man as far as his like poo on the outside. He's also striping them up. You
Wow,
know?
that's more detail than I ever wanted to.
Well, skid marks are in pants, stripes.
No, I
are
got
in
it.
other
I got
things.
it. Thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
you got it. Okay, cool.
That's hideous. My
He
God.
stripes up towels. He's like gross.
What? No, he
Like,
doesn't. No, he
gross.
doesn't. That's not true.
He's
Helen.
vile. He's
You can't
so
say that about
vile.
your father on the podcast. There's no
I
way that's
respect
true.
him,
There's
but
no way
he's
that's
so
true.
He's such a pooey man.
No way that's true. He wipes his bum.
So people wash their bums. Have you never heard of people who stripe up towels? Like they come out of the shower. Lucas, can you back me up on this really quickly?
Lucas is here instead of Andrew this week because Andrew's still sick. What
Andrew's
the
sick.
fuck?
Lucas, have you ever heard of someone striping up a towel?
Thank you.
Fuck you.
Thank you. I think Lucas was just raised in a decent home. I don't think that's a thing, Helen.
Wow.
People wipe their bums.
And then you burn your pooey Guy Fawkes.
I'm sorry, just to rewind. Why
And
would you
then
be- why would you be
Natalie
coming-
Portman made a film about it. That is it. V for Vendetta is about Guy Fawkes.
The V isn't written in stripes. Oh, sorry, just to go back. If you come out of the
Could
shower.
you imagine if the V was poo stripe?
But just to go back, if you have washed yourself in the shower, why would you have any poo left on you?
I think some people don't clean their assholes. They don't.
How could you avoid?
I clean my asshole.
This is hell. This is hell. I asked the question, but actually now I really, really.
Some
really regret
people aren't that thorough
it. I
a
really regret
cleaner.
it. Okay, so
So
Halloween.
you've lived in house shares before. Have you ever like been in a house share and someone just doesn't have like shower gel or soap? And they
Yes,
seem
but
to
they just
shower,
use
but they're only in
mine.
for like 30 seconds
They
and
just
then they're
use
out.
mine.
Okay, so they're using yours. But like people who like are in the bathroom for like 30 seconds and they come out and they're wet, but you're like, but did you clean?
Did you wash yourself? Yeah.
Did you what? Or did you just stand underwater?
Yeah.
Because it's so different.
It's very different. You're right. You're right. But
I
that's,
don't think everyone washes their asshole.
yeah, but I would like to have thought that they'd have wiped enough so that wouldn't be an issue. But wow, what?
People stripe up towels.
Sometimes I
As
wonder.
someone who worked in a hotel, they get striped.
That's harrowing. You know how sometimes I'm an
Stop
equal.
trying to change the subject.
I was trying to say that I'm an equal opportunities employer when it comes to dating, but then occasionally I hear a story about a man and I think, no, no.
But I'm saying
No.
women have the worst assholes too.
Oh my God, will you stop this? Okay, so Halloween.
I'm not saying it's just a dude thing.
Wait a second. Can I just check? So have you never been to anybody else's house to trick or treat?
No.
Even when you hung out with your friends or cousins?
But we don't think we did it.
Wow, you really missed a trick, man.
I know. Because it's just going around and getting sweets, isn't it?
You'd have loved it.
I know I would have done.
Baby Helen would have been in her element.
Oh, mate, don't do this to me.
You ring on the doorbell, asking for attention. They come out, you're in costume, you scream at them for more attention and things. They give you the things.
Stop.
You say nothing. You just run screaming to the next house. You don't have to thank them. And then you just do it all over again all night. And then you just gorge on sweet.
That's our town. You'd have had to have walked to like one house every road that would have been decorated for it as like you can definitely knock there.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
We knocked on all 374 house doors, I'd say. in the
See,
estate.
that just wasn't an option. We would have also had to we'd have got 6-7 houses.
Oh. Do you look
Fleet's not good for it, but we do have a bonfire night thing in the town as well. We're really big on
But that just sounds like a
free sweets, but burning things. That is the Northeast Hampshire vibe.
But your bonfire night now, to my mind, is just like a pop a poo purge. And that's like...
Okay, I'm now realising it might not sound as fun as it was.
Yeah.
But fire.
I guess.
Fire.
I guess.
That's fun.
Hey, we had local teens on Halloween would go around and collect wood and then set fire on like public property. Is that...
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, is that the same? Is that it?
That's awful.
Yeah, but then all the dads would feel so purposeful because they'd be like,
Yeah.
get away out of that. And that'd
I'm
be
with
like
you.
a
I
whole
just used
thing.
a fire extinguisher for the first time.
Yeah,
So,
the
I get
dads
it.
felt like proper,
It's fun.
lads. Yeah, so that was fine.
But I actually want to learn about Guy Fawkes. Do you know anything about it?
About the gunpowder plot?
That's what it is, the gunpowder plot. Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. I see no reason. Something. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Guy Fawkes.
Is it linked to the Troubles?
It's not.
Could you imagine if
was
it was?
a member of a group of English Catholics who was involved in the gunpowder plot.
Because the Parliament were Protestants. No?
Sure. I'm trying to think about exactly how best to... Yeah, because he converted to Catholicism. And then he went to
Why?
fight... Then he went to fight... Oh my God.
Tell it to me like a teen drama.
Then he went... Okay, so then he went to fight for Spain.
What?
Catholicism and left... yeah, and then he was called Guido Fawkes there, right? Or something like that.
Guido for...
Yeah, when he was fighting for Spain.
That's cute. He should have stuck with that.
And then he came back to England with Thomas Wintour. And then...
Like
he was-
Anna Wintour?
Yeah, exactly, like the lady from Vogue.
Okay,
and then
Andrew,
he
can you
introduced
check if
him
that's
to...
a relation?
He introduced him to Robert Catesby, who planned to assassinate King James I and restore a Catholic monarch to the throne. And then...
I know this. James I was the first Scottish king. He took over after Elizabeth because she didn't have any kids.
Great. And then Fawkes...
Even though she 100% did. The Virgin Queen. Okay.
I think we'd have known if she was pregnant and gave...
She had babies.
I don't think she just had secret...
They didn't have paparazzi back then. She had
You
kids.
think she had secret pregnancies that the entire...
100%.
No way.
100%.
No, she couldn't have stayed out of sight.
I have it on good authority that
From
she
whom?
fucked Shakespeare.
Oh,
It's suggested in the film Shakespeare in Love.
well then, how could I possibly question
I feel like
you?
it is. I feel like Joseph Fiennes and Judi Dench have sexual tension that you cannot historically deny.
Okay, so there was a they leased an undercroft basically in the House of Lords, and Fawkes was put in charge of that, of the gunpowder that they stockpiled.
You can just rent a room there.
Yeah, I think so. If you're plotting to kill everyone, you are allowed to do that. Yeah. And then there was an anonymous letter sent to search Westminster Palace during the early hours of the 5th of November, and they found Fawkes guarding the explosives.
Oh, you'd
He
be
was
so gutted, wouldn't you?
absolutely devastated, especially because he was then tortured. And eventually confessed to wanting to blow up the House of Lords. And
This is the thing. Confess immediately.
yeah, you would have skipped the torture. If you're going to confess, you might as well do it early.
Always.
But then immediately before his execution on the 31st of January, Fawkes fell from the scaffold where he was to be hanged and broke his neck, thus avoiding the agony of being hanged, drawn and quartered.
Wait. He fell in...
Well, indeed. He then became synonymous with the gunpowder plot, the failure of which has been commemorated in the UK.
Wait, I didn't know
as
this.
Guy
So
Fawkes
he
Night.
jumped off where he was supposed to be hung, drawn and quartered, and just broke his neck, so he didn't have to go through the whole thing.
Well, they were kept in the Star Chamber before being taken to Westminster Hall, where they were displayed on a purpose-built scaffold. And the king and his close
Not
family...
bad they could get the scaffolders on the same day, is it? Eh? Couldn't do that now. Couldn't do that now.
So he pleaded not guilty despite his apparent...
I feel like that was just for us. Like, Catherine's really into the history of it. And I'm like, could you imagine the scaffolders just showing up, being like, all right, what's he done?
Helen, you want a teen drama? Listen to this.
Tell me.
Listen to this. This is good. So the king and his close family watching in secret were among the spectators as the Lords Commissions read out the list of charges. He then, by the way, pleads not guilty despite obvious guilt. And then after he's pled guilty, the jury found them all guilty, obviously, and pronounced them guilty of high treason. And then it was determined that each of the condemned would be drawn backwards to his death by a horse, his head near the ground. They were to be put to death halfway between heaven and earth as unworthy of both. Their genitals would be cut off and burnt before their eyes, and their bowels and hearts removed. They would then be decapitated, and dismembered parts of their bodies would be displayed so that they might become prey for the fowls of the air.
What the
my God. That is intense.
Is any of this in that Natalie Portman film?
That's got nothing to do with
No,
it.
it's linked. I feel like the main character is Guido Fawkes.
Oh my God, you're absurd.
That's insane. Who comes up with this? Who came up with the torture of Yor?
It's intense, right?
The torture of Yor was mad.
Fawkes was the last to stand on the scaffold. He asked for forgiveness of the king and state while keeping up his crosses and idol ceremonies, i.e. Catholic practices. And then weakened by torture and aided by the hangman, Fawkes began to climb the ladder to the noose, but either through jumping to his death or climbing too high so the rope was incorrectly set, he managed to avoid the agony of the latter part of his execution by breaking his neck.
I'm glad he did that. No one needs to go through that long, painful death.
God.
And then why the fuck am I using my dad's shitty trousers
Because
to celebrate that? I don't want to be part of this.
I don't know. Are you celebrating the fact that they caught the treasoner? The
I don't think we can deny it was a
treasonous men?
celebration because we'd eat food. The adults would get drunk.
But are you celebrating the attempt on the House of Lords or the disruption of the plot? I assume that the disruption of the plot because it's a British celebration and y'all love the House of Lords and the monarchy.
But we don't in our house.
Well,
When I was growing up, my mum had a protest chair in the car just in case she stumbled across one and she could join in.
wow.
She
Okay, well
loved it.
maybe you
she
guys
loves an argument.
maybe you guys are just celebrating the attempt,
Oh my God.
which I actually that's pretty intense. for
What
kids.
is your favourite torture of Yor? Like, if you had to go through one, I'm going to come to you in a minute, Lucas, with your favourite torture of Yor. What would be your choice?
So I'm just thinking about Halloween, like being like waterboarding for apples.
Don't do that.
Like-
Oh my God.
Like bobbing feels like a thing they used to do for witches. Like it
Tell you
just
what.
feels all a bit dark all of a sudden. Can you believe this holiday about death is actually a bit too dark for me?
No, but I do have a great impression of a witch doing a wank.
Please.
For anyone who doesn't watch on YouTube, this is your opportunity to do it.
Okay, please.
There is actually a photo of me doing this whilst eating hummus, which is really unfortunate.
I would like to see that photo,
It's just
please.
it's just huge Davies looking at me, and I'm like, right. So this
Please
is the
can
impression.
can the photo be the promo material for this episode?
100%.
Okay, thank you so much. Go
Okay,
on.
so basically, it was an idea I had ages ago to make a comedy porn film, which is based, as far as I got, was 3 witches around a cauldron, and they all come into it, which is like the secret ingredient is like female ejaculate, and then how they would ejaculate.
That says so much about you, and I'm not even sure
No, I
what
think
it's.
I did pitch it to a couple of people, and then my agent was like, we don't pitch that anymore. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, you were in general meetings being like,
In
so the
general.
female ejaculate is the special ingredient.
Going into Channel 4 being like, bear with me, porn, comedy, witches. Any more questions? No. And then I would leave them with this impression.
It's a wonder that you're not on television.
Which
more.
is a witch. Just, I'd say like we're like within 60 seconds of coming. So just pre-cum.
Okay.
And she goes, "Ah!" Which I think is sick. Did you not feel that? Like that for me. And it's mad because I've seen The Crucible like 4 times. And nay, do they do that in it. Never. And for me, a witch
Oh, sweet Jesus.
is a sexual object,
Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh my God.
which I think's hot. Hello? Friends?
Wow. Okay. The thing is, I thought the worst thing that would be said on this Halloween episode is that as a child, I would occasionally wear a like inappropriate costume. No face painting, by the way. Just like, a
I don't know.
headband.
I'm going to message your family
A
and send you some
headband.
pictures.
Whereas you've topped it by a long way.
A
And-
wanking witch, I feel like is very appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, culturally, yes. Socially, no.
But my favourite torture of Yor then,
Yeah.
I think I would like to be stretched because I'm curious to see if I
How
get
tall
any
you could go.
taller. Because I'm 6'1", right?
How long could you go?
I'm curious to see if I could get, because like I'm only about 5 inches off from being a woman with a documentary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that would be fascinating to see how long you could, like a bit like, there's like when you stretch chewing gum just to see how far.
Yes.
I think if I'm honest, I know it's boring, but I do think drawn and quartered would be fascinating because I wonder if just before it's incredibly painful, it's actually just like having your back cracked. Like, that like lovely feeling when you're like, release at like.
Wait, drawn and quartered is when they cut your belly in 4.
No, it's where they tie all 4 limbs to a different carriage and they all run off in different directions and pull you apart. Isn't that right? I don't know. I'm looking at Lucas, the child on tech, being like, Lucas, that's right? I'm pretty sure. Well, whatever one that is, I think that's the one. You get pulled into 4 parts. And I wonder if just before you get torn apart, you think, I've been trying to get that knot out for ages. Do you know what I mean?
That's a really beautiful, positive outlook.
Yeah.
On being drawn and quartered. That is really cute.
I mean, if you're not busy thinking about like your loved ones and how incredibly violent the humanity has become. But before that, I wonder if you're just like, that hip has needed to click for a while.
It's like when you wake up and it's just like one stretch and something goes in place and you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But like down the ultimate level.
Yeah, I wonder if there's that. For
also, imagine it'd be quite cute because maybe they would use like horses or goats.
I'd have to be a horse.
Well, for you, it could be goats. You're quite petite, but for me, I'd have to have like 4 really big stallions.
I'm strong. I would take horses. Goats couldn't pull me apart. Why is this a terrible song? Goats couldn't pull me apart.
You know what? We're so close to a city farm. I think we should go and measure ourselves
Let's go
up
test it.
for what could. Could you imagine those really petite women who could just get 4 chickens, just pedaling in different directions?
You could split her in 4 with a chicken. Good Lord. Why am I turning into you?
What's your favourite method of torture, sweet Lucas?
The only other one I can think of is the one where they'd put the people in like a toilet and then they just leave them there.
What?
Because the toilets used to be like just a hole and then they just use the toilet and so you drown in shit basically. That's the most brutal.
Are you freaking kidding?
Are you making this up?
No, that was a real thing. I've also found out what hung, drawn and quartered means as well.
But not hung, just drawn and quartered.
Oh, drawn and quartered. So drawn is you're drawn by a horse to the place of execution.
Okay.
And then quartered is you're emasculated, disemboweled, beheaded, and then chopped into 4, basically.
Oh, so what they were talking about for Guy Fawkes. So dragged there, hung, and then after decapitation.
Whereas you just want like one quick pull on a drag.
But there's a name for the type of torture that is like, because they used to do it in they did it once in a scene for Xena, Warrior Princess.
Oh.
Excuse me? You haven't seen?
I don't know.
What?
What? That's not a big deal. I have never had this conversation where someone's brought it up and I haven't known it.
Helen, this is the
I know the
huge
image.
deal. Xena Warrior Princess was my sexual awakening. What are you talking about?
Okay.
She's a warrior princess. Her sidekick was a stunning hot blonde. They had the most insane sexual chemistry.
Good for them.
And they kicked ass all the time. What are you talking about? You don't know. Hadn't you watched it?
No.
What did you do on Saturday evenings?
Friends.
Oh.
Hanging out with friends. I wasn't at home sticking bin bags to the wall.
Genuinely stunned. Hey,
So embarrassed.
my dark room hallway was very intimidating and very cool. But on Halloween, and we are maybe going to do an entire episode on Xena because my heart aches for you.
I'd like to laugh.
I would like to prescribe some episodes after this.
Okay.
We've watched it. But
I'm actually going on holiday, so I can watch some when I'm there.
What Halloween films did you watch?
Practical Magic.
I've never seen it. We can both do some homework.
Okay, mine's more reasonable than that. Have you not even seen the image of it?
It's Sandra Bullock and
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yeah, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, we're running out of time. I feel like we should talk about this in the extras.
Did you watch Hocus Pocus?
Obviously, I watched Hocus Pocus.
Okay, good.
Obviously, I watched that.
Okay, good.
It is a Practical Magic reminisced with me a little bit more. What? No,
Resonated?
Resonated.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
we go.
you sounded
Tell you
smart
what
earlier.
torture for me would be is people using words that I don't know, but I'm not allowed to ask what they mean.
Oh, for me, it would be torture. I guess would be more like somebody misusing words repeatedly, but really trying.
Do you want to talk about this further on the Patreon?
Yeah, I think we should.
Right.
Guys, our guest this week is the wonderful Joe Sutherland. We hope you've had a nice time listening to us. We've had a nice time talking to you.
I don't know if I've had a nice time, but I've definitely learnt a lot, and I don't know if I can stand by any part of my childhood right now.
No, but we do wish you a happy Halloween. We hope you have a nice time by yourself. If you're going to do it by yourself, any recommendations? I would say get the junk food you wanted to get when you went fucking trick-or-treating, and none of this like open packets of wine gums bullshit.
Don't feel any pressure to celebrate something if you're not in the mood to celebrate. That's the one thing. I used to always chase the like, oh, it's a big thing, I've got to do this. Like, if you want to have a night in, watch a movie, if you want to do it by yourself, if you want to invite over a couple of friends, I am telling you now, there are more people who want to just snuggle up on the sofa with you and watch a film than want to go out. Ask them over.
Absolutely. But also, if you want to sit at home and eat like those miniature Mars bars by yourself, I
Why
think
miniature?
that's absolutely fine, because it makes me feel Halloweeny if the snacks are miniature. I'll eat the whole bag. But I want them to feel small. So
Get
I'm
a
like,
fun-sized treat.
yeah, why the hell not?
No, I like that.
Why the hell not?
And I'd say from me, as just a little quick piece of advice to round it up, just like wash your asshole.
Yes. If it is Halloween, please wash your asshole. And every other day
And
also.
always wash your asshole.
Yeah, that we've said that.
Always.
Okay.
I'm saying it more for me.
Washing
at this
your
point.
asshole. Yes, Helen. Not just for holidays. Please. If your jeans are so poo sodden that you have to come up with a holiday to burn them, your country's fucked. And
It's a shame that Dad's not listening to this.
Yeah, it is.
I really hope that he plays this episode out loud at the sewer work. Do you know what I mean? Just so all of
those
them
lads
like,
need to-
for fuck's sake.
Thanks for listening. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Boo.
Did you say boo?
I said it. I'm not sorry.
Cute.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Catherine. I'm jumping on to tell you that I have a new stand-up tour that is on sale today. It's called This Isn't For You, but it very much is for you. I would love you to come. You can buy tickets at catherinebohart.com. I'll be going all over the UK and Ireland, and the tour show is called This Isn't For You, catherinebohart.com. Please come and see me. I would love to see you in person and tell you some of my new jokes.
Thank you to our trusty executive producers, Guy Goodman and Simon Moores. And thank you to our wonderful producers. If you would like to hear your name read out and indeed seen on screen as a producer of Trusty Hogs, go to patreon.com/TrustyHogs and pledge £20 a month or more. The wonderful Kierah Leach, Richard Bicknell, SBDubz, Elle, Richard Bald, Sadie Cashmore, Rachel R, Lee Myerscough, Claire Owen-Jones, Neil Redmond, Victoria Hutchison, Emma Walton, Karen Bull, Harald van Dijk, Anthony Conway, Tim and Dom, and David Taylor. That is so many fantastic people. Thank you so much for supporting us. I will not be reading them out every week. Obviously, Helen and Catherine will alternate reading them. And if I do read them out again, I can't guarantee I'll have this sexy illness voice. But still, it's well worth becoming a Patreon subscriber. For just £5 a month, you get extra content, a whole extra episode from every episode we release, and that is patreon.com/TrustyHogs.
Ooh, we have a lovely guest this week.
Oh, we have such a nice guest this week.
And also he has the complexion of a ghost, which I think works for Halloween.
For me, it's more his bone structure. Like, his bone structure is so on point. It feels like a threat to me.
Yeah, it's quite ghoulish as well, which is ideal. Like,
do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he would be okay with me saying to his face that he looks like almost dead in the sexy way.
I think what I'm going to say is, because you're saying I think he'll be all right with saying to his face, let's bring him in and we'll start by you saying that to his face.
Okay.
Which I think could set a really awful tone.
Yeah, but like, who wants to be welcoming? You know what I mean?
Bang
all right,
on.
let's bring him in. It's
Joe Sutherland.
Oh,
we said
so
it together.
nice.
Jokes. Did you break your deck?
Behave yourself, Helen. It's Joe Sutherland.
Did you break your deck?
You can't. Your first question can't be, did
Is
you
your
break
dick
your
broken?
dick?
It's my first question from most people.
Did you break
It's like,
your dick?
hey, how's it going? Did you break
Can
your
we
deck?
give some context? The context is Joe was like 5 minutes late. But
22 minutes. Right. It's
He's doing this for free.
3:23.
He's doing it for free.
He
Thank you for
arrived.
did you know
I
you're
got a
doing it for
message
free?
from you at 3:18 saying outside kiss
Wow.
kiss, which feels aggressive. For someone running late to be like,
He's doing this for
Those
free.
kisses say you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing this.
Is
Thank you so
one
much for
your
being here.
second? Okay, fine. Catherine's fine with it. So your dick's
I'm
not
fine
broken,
with it.
huh?
My dick's not broken. My dick does the breaking. Hey.
Hey, he's here.
more
He's
than
here.
two.
No, but you were late and you were apologizing and you were saying that you got an annoying email and then it caused you to drop everything and that's where Helen got to. How Helen got to? Did you break your dick? Is it how everyone else would have?
One day
wherever
someone's gonna say yes, and I'll be like, I knew, and it'll be worth all these awkward lead ups for that one
else? I
moment.
don't think it will be worth it. How are you? What happened? Are you having a bad day?
Well, it was just fine. Like, I was, doing my bits of pieces of work. It was all going well, and then just one rejection email comes along.
Oh, fuck those guys.
And it's after a string of a few of them, would you believe?
I actually can't believe.
I know.
I won't
Me
and I
neither.
don't. I don't and I won't.
So it was just a tad squishy, annoying, and then I dropped a tin of stuff. It went all over the floor. I cleaned that up.
What tin?
Beans.
Oh no, that's a tacky viscosity.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Don't worry though, because I have these new floor cleaners where you so you order them online. They are plastic
address
free.
it towards Catherine. Bless you. For anyone who's just audio listening, Joe turned to me as if I give a shit.
I do.
Sorry,
I
Catherine
do.
wants to
Tell me.
know.
I like to educate those.
My only question of follow up is, did you still eat the beans? Catherine wants to know what you did. Did you have the beans still?
You interrupted Joe saying he likes to educate those he thinks need it.
No, predictive. Okay, fine. Go. Talk about your cleaning.
Okay, no, I didn't eat the beans.
Good.
But it's this new. I'll send you the link. Okay,
Please
so
do.
it's a company. You order all of these various different cleaners. They come in little soluble sachets, so you put them inside your already used spray bottles, so you never need to buy another spray bottle in your life.
Oh my
and all you do is
God.
fill it up with water, shake it up, and then you've got a type
Joe,
of
stop
cleaner.
it now. I'm turned on. That's exciting.
That's
Oh my
how
God,
you
it's good
break
for the
your dick.
environment and in my mind.
Does it smell nice?
Yeah.
Yes, please. But to go back, because I think that you were very honest and vulnerable, and I think it's weird sometimes in our job you get like either a series of yeses or a series of no's, and when you're in the midst of the series of no's, you can't remember yeses,
It feels like the nose will never end as well.
and it feels like it's all you've ever known. When actually, you're a very talented man,
Thank you.
and lots of people have put you on the telly,
But
and
also,
you're like unreasonably good looking.
Yeah.
I think that is part of the problem. I think that is part of the problem.
Me
the
too.
too fuckable to be funny belief system. Like I see you and I'm like, but why would Joe need a personality?
Exactly.
That
exactly.
is what I get.
Not helped by the fact that you recently got muscles, which are for people without personalities. So it's like it's confusing.
Well, it's because I realised that my personality is essentially recycled. Like, Tom Allen already has it, so I can't. I needed a new thing.
So you're Tom Allen with muscles.
Yes.
Tom Allen on steroids is Joe Sutherland.
That is
I love
hot.
That's really sexy. Wow. I think that's a definitive
I wanna see
enough
that on
identity.
tour.
I would watch that. Yes, please.
Great.
But also, that's bullshit. And I think it feeds into a narrative that like all camp or gay men are the same, which is bullshit.
Also, rejection wise, I
So
also
it's funny,
think
but also not true, just to be clear.
because we're like, as comedians, you go from like being like super insecure to having like a weird 24-hour confidence. Do you ever have that? Have you ever done a gig where it's gone so well and you got a yes, let's say that like within like 12 hours before it, that you spend like an hour walking around being like, I'm fucking flawless. I've kind of completed comedy. Like I've made it.
I think for the listener, so that this is slightly more relatable, it's the equivalent, I think, of being single and getting laid for the first time in a while. So
Yeah.
it's like you go from like, I can do this. I'm a single person. I can be happy by myself. I have all my own stuff. Yeah, I'm nailing it. Well, I would like a little bit of comfort. No, I got this. I can do this. I'm going to be fine. I mean, some intimacy would be, oh God, I'll be alone. I might be alone forever. Oh my God, I just got fucked. I don't know if you know, but I invented sex. That's the life cycle of a comedian. It's like you go from, I invented comedy. Has anyone ever tried comedy before, guys? Because that's what I was like when I was single initially. I was like, at first I was like, guys, I don't know if you've heard of sex, but everyone in a relationship was like, yeah, dummy, yeah.
But you felt like you were number one. I did
But
the
when I was
same thing
single,
with
I really-
masturbation when I was 12.
Yeah, when I was single, I
100%.
genuinely thought I invented
Yeah.
sex. It was great. So I think it's the same, and you mustn't forget that there is, there's a good lay around the corner, my friend.
Thanks. I'd be fucking, so don't
Also,
worry.
it's amazing. I think you're more realistic than me, but I take rejections in a completely out of context way. Like if I'm getting a series of no's, then a new Disney film would be announced, and I was like, and I didn't even voice the princess. I have nothing to do with it, but I'll be like, oh, my lot. Here we bloody go. And they're doing Pretty Women in the West End, and I'm not the pretty woman. That's fucking mad.
Malala's book, is it number 1?
I've never written anything, and I'm like, that's mental. That's mental. So you can 100% get in that mindset where everything is like, oh, for fuck. You arrive at Pret, and they're like, we don't have the hoist and duck rap anymore, and it's like, are you kidding me? Why?
Did they ever do a hoisin wrap?
Are you fucking kidding?
I'm a vegetarian.
Okay, they do a hoist and duck wrap, and it's got cucumber in it, and like spring onions, and it's like leaf changing.
Okay, cool. I did not know that.
There is now a Plant Chef Tesco's version of it, actually, which is in the meal deal. It's high protein for vegans, and it doesn't taste of frozen spinach as everything else does.
Joe, you're blowing my mind. I'm
Wait, do you want to go to Tesco after this?
Yeah, let's go to
okay.
Tesco after this.
Should we go now?
No, we should finish the podcast, but let's go after.
I want to try this.
Yeah.
Is it fake duck meat?
It's fake duck meat.
Fuck.
So
Is
I
it
don't know, what
tofu
is it?
or, like,
Gristle?
bean curd or- Just like some gristle they picked up off the street, put it in a wrap, and then people like you were like, it's high in protein.
This
so.
is amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, great.
What an exciting day for you.
It's a really
You're
big
having
day.
a really good week.
Yeah, your misery has really turned my day around. Thank you so much.
Live to serve.
Listen, speaking of living to serve, we here at Trusty Hogs are but a vehicle for other people to improve their lot, Joe. And so we have been sent in a
I feel
problem.
like
from
no
a
one
listener.
trusts us yet.
Oh no, they don't. Like the problems they're sending us makes me think that they're like, we'll see how they get on with this before I actually divulge.
But
any
With this
also,
fake
I've
vape
mentioned
problem.
this podcast now to a couple of like close mates, being like, "Oh, I'm doing a podcast," and they're like, "Oh, what's it about?" It's like, "Oh, it's just silly chat," and then people send in problems and we solve them, and they're like, "But what? Why?" And then it just like, you know, when things come crashing down to you and you have a realization moment. I don't think any of my friends have ever come to me advice for anything. Ever. You know, people are like, oh, my friends are always asking for advice. No one's ever asked me for anything.
But Helen, why would you ask for something that somebody gives so freely? Which is to say that I think that you and I both offer advice without being asked it.
Oh
all
my
the
God,
time.
we're toxic.
Yeah, yeah. I think
That
we're,
being said, I forgot I have some advice for you. I don't.
So-
You're perfect. Well, okay. I don't know why I said that.
By
I
the
didn't
way,
mean
I
it.
actually can I just tell you? Can I tell the people at home that yesterday Helen and Joe hung out socially, and consequently they've had. I feel like you've come in and you've been like, we're not talking about that. We talked about it yesterday. I saw Joe's beautiful manicure, and Helen was like, we did it, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't even get to compliment again now. What's
But we
happening?
did chat about it yesterday.
I do feel like I've come to like the afters of a wedding and I feel offended, so just thought I'd I have a question for you before we do our problem. I knew I wanted to ask something for
This
of
is
Joe.
why friendships don't work in threes. I've been saying it my entire life.
You're right, we should
If
cut Helen
Destiny's
out.
Child couldn't figure it out, then why do we think we could?
You're so right. They never. Oh my God! I remember thinking that Michelle was the star.
What?
No, I don't remember
Like I
thinking
really
that.
thought that Kelly and Michelle had been like robbed of their chance in the limelight because of Beyonce's parents, and then Beyonce went on to obviously be Beyonce, and I was like, oh my God, I always backed the wrong guy.
It's weird that I backed Kelly for a while because of Dilemma and Stole. Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
Obviously, though.
When and the video was just loads of people killing themselves in the toilets of school, and she was because life was stole, and you'll never know. And I was like, this is the banger, this is the banger. And everyone was like, how good is Bootylicious? And like not Bootylicious,
Yeah.
what's her fucking thing? Like best thing I never had,
Yeah.
like early Beyonce. And I was like, no, but Stole,
Yeah.
Stole.
Listen, I was with you. I was ready for that gospel album. I don't know who I was backing. I don't have a.
It's good, actually, but it's finding your path, your niche, and her path leads to God.
Yes, it does, and not to sales. Let's talk about one question before we do our problem. And while we have you, Joe, because you are notoriously good at hosting parties, and this is, of course, being recorded for the week of Halloween. And while
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
While we have you, and what I was saying before you got here was that you are just the perfect amount of dead looking. Which is to say, like, your bone structure is so beautiful and your skin so pale.
She said that she wanted to say this to your face, and I went, "Don't do it." And she went, "I'm 100%."
Look, I told you he'd be flattered. See? I fucking told you. I know my Joe. And
She said, "Ghoul like."
All right, Helen. You're beautiful, you know it. But yeah, while we have you, I thought, and you're good at throwing a party, do you have any tips for the listener if they're having a Halloween bash?
A Halloween bash, I'd say go.
Oh, and sorry, just for clarification, I'm not asking you about party planning because you're gay. It is because I've been to your parties, which may or may not have been good on account of your homosexuality.
It felt like it was because he was gay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify. It could be because you're good at throwing parties, but maybe your boyfriend is.
No, once again, I think it's that when you are gay, there is such a narrow set of personalities that you can borrow from. That
You're right.
that was that.
Yeah, so you just had to be good at throwing parties, and you are. So tell us your tips.
I would say do a dress code, but don't be like prescriptive with it. Be kind of like vague and off kilter in a way. So like let people interpret it in their own way so that they can have fun with it rather than feel like, oh God, I have to go as a fucking doctor or a nurse.
So the theme isn't Halloween?
The theme isn't necessarily Halloween. The theme could be like your inner self or like...
Inner self!
1 second.
Oh
Are
my
we seriously
God.
thinking that's a good theme?
I actually thought that was great, but
My inner
we
self.
went different places with it. I was like, oh my God, it's like everything I am scared of.
I'd go as a stick of butter.
That's a fucking great
Literally,
costume.
my inner self is just lard.
That's such a good
Just
costume.
me showing up as Lurpak light. finding a girl bigger than me to be Lurpak.
But that's
Salted.
it. You'd get so many compliments for that because no
Right?
one else would turn up as
Right?
that.
so greasy.
That would be amazing.
I'd eat myself by the end of the night. My party trick would be like, you can butter yourself off me, and just people getting loaves of bread and just wiping on me, being like, taste me.
That's incredible. I love it. See what Joe did? Joe offered you that opportunity for creativity, and you rose to it.
I elevated it.
Yeah.
You said yes.
Yeah.
I said, you're right. I said no, but yes in my mind.
Yeah, so actually,
Okay, so this is Joe's hot tip. If you're throwing a Halloween party this weekend, make the theme costume your inner self.
I love it. What else you got for us? These are great.
I would also say go for zones. So like
I agree with that.
If you're listening and aren't watching on YouTube, you will have missed the most exquisite hand gesture by Joe. He put all 10 fingers in the air to tell us he was doing zones. What do they mean, Joe?
zones means like obviously you've got your standard buffet area. You've got your bar
So you
area.
are feeding people at the party.
Yeah.
You're not animals.
No. And also because it's Halloween, it's a great opportunity to, make a green cupcake.
Yeah, agreed.
And even that, like, it could...
Any excuse to make a green
Any
cupcake.
excuse.
Any excuse. Yeah, sure.
And then people will go mad for a game. So you can have a game zone.
What kind of games are you talking? I'm
Like
less sold
something
on
that's
a
kind of a
game.
little bit sexy. Like, so it could be like Popper's
Stick
Twister.
the penis up the
Hopper's
asshole.
Twister.
Yeah, so you've got Twister, and then how you have one person in charge of the spinner and
Yeah.
telling you like what hand or what appendage to put on what colour.
Yeah.
You also have someone who's in charge of poppers, and so they go around and give everyone a sniff just before they have to move. It's very fun to try and balance.
Now that sounds like a fun game.
Wow.
Particularly when I'm lubed, buttered up.
Yeah.
I'm having an absolute nightmare, and I will break 3 twinks. That's a given, but I'm willing to give it a try. Just people getting carted off with broken ribs. I'm like, I've won.
To be fair, so far I'm enjoying this party. Okay, so zone 1 is buffet. Zone 2 is Helen buttering and battering twins.
As someone who agrees with the zone thing but wouldn't have thought of a game section, I will say food section, drink section, dart section, and then deep and meaningful section are the sections that I usually
Do
go
you
for.
have
Yes.
a DM?
Deep and meaningful is
area?
with smoking area, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, deep and meaningful is fire pit in the garden if you have one.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
if you have one.
If you have one. Great.
Or you can improvise, a bin.
Oh, you put them in the bin. You want the sad people at your party to also feel like they're homeless in an American Christmas movie. Yes. Okay, great. Beautiful.
That's really nice.
That's really lovely. That's gorgeous. And any other last party tips for Halloween? Green cupcake, poppers, treat your trash friends like the trash they are. And butter up that tall girl.
I'm surprised we haven't mentioned the most important thing about parties, which is right. So you know that famous question, like if you could have 4 guests to dinner, like dead or alive, who would you invite? And everyone always goes for like 4 really impressive people, which I think is stupid as shit, because then you're the dull one at the table.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Get
have
some
to
average
bring
Joes in
3
there.
greats and then 1 fucking loser.
One dud.
So that when they go to the toilet, you know that you're all like, ugh, instead of when you go to the toilet, they're all like, thank fuck she's gone.
Oh, wow. I would have gone the other way around. Like have 1 great and then 3 absolute pricks, so
that's
that you
your
look really
insecurity,
good
my love.
next to them.
I just need 1 dud. You need 3. What does that say? What does that say?
Maybe you should think about that for your Halloween costume, eh, Joe?
You go with insecurity.
Yeah.
What does that entail as a costume?
I think it's already the theme, isn't it? Your inner self. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. So, and we haven't said anything about, do you decorate?
I'd say either, because the problem is it can suddenly become very expensive, even if you just go to Poundland and you're like, right, I'll get these cobwebs, but then you unpack the cobwebs and start putting them on your staircase and you're like, well, now I've just got a weird sort of hairy staircase and the rest of my house is bare. So then you go back and you get all the like orange pumpkin masks and you put them in, and it's like, that's still nothing. So like you end up having to really pile it up.
Yeah.
So actually I think the better thing to do to decorate is once again, like just pick like one vague thing, like pick one colour, or just buy like 5 glitter curtains and put them in every door. They're only $1.49 each. And
this man has parties. Jesus. Why would
and
we
then
spend
you've got
money
a
on
unifying theme that runs throughout the house.
I love
And I'm
it.
assuming you already own the twister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to spend his money on cobwebs. He wants to spend it on poppers, and I love that for you. Good.
5 glitter curtains. How many poppers do you want?
10 bottles.
10 bottles of
bottles. Oh my god! And last question.
10 bottles.
Last question. Obviously, hopefully, people have already done their invite list. But do you have criteria for yours, or any like thoughts that like? How do you do a first wave of invites, and then if you don't get enough replies from the good people, send a second?
You can't ask that.
I absolutely have asked that, and based on the facial expression Joe just gave.
Don't, because that means that we can both figure out when he emailed us for his party that's coming up. Who
You
got
were in the
emailed
first wave. I can say
Were we
that.
both in the first wave?
You were both in the
okay,
first
thank
wave.
God. Woo! Also, though, I didn't want to bring that party up because I was worried about, I don't know what, the listeners not being invited, but I was, but I was more like,
Well, Lucas isn't invited.
well, in the
He's
first
fourth wave.
Fourth wave.
But I was wondering if, what's the dress code for that? It's like, do you?
You do you, honey.
Okay, I guess that is vague, but also specific.
Which is for me, naked.
Yeah.
But with a really nice wig on.
And a lot of butter. Okay, so you do it in waves, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I think everyone does. I think
savage,
hand
I
on
love
heart,
it.
we all do it in
Oh,
waves.
yeah.
And then what's sad is inevitably the day before you're going to panic that no one's going to come, and you start inviting people you don't even know or like.
Yeah.
Because you panic. And it's stupid because it's fine, but oh my God.
Yeah. Well, we actually have
I'm having like party anxiety from school now.
We have a party-related question for our
great.
for our
Oh my God, you
Trustas.
teed that up so nice.
Thank you so much. Are you guys ready for this? I
Yeah.
don't think we'll ever get a gayer request in terms of an issue that somebody needs help with. So strap in because
As
here
the
we
straight,
go.
I will answer it.
This is from Worried in Birmingham. Now, I also should put a caveat
Narrow it
here.
down.
I should put a caveat because Andrew says you also might want to mention that the original email was longer and very funny, but we've had to cut for brevity and anonymity. Obviously, this person kept putting their full name at the end of every paragraph.
Loving how they're worried in Birmingham, but they're not worried about the things they should be. Unless they are.
No, this is cut down and it's still quite a long read.
Okay, hit us.
Okay, so I wonder if you could help. After years of, let's call it, research, I finally whittled the candidate for the part of husband down to a short list of 1. So we're talking about a prior hoe who's engaged.
Got it.
Okay. Sadly, despite my family telling me this was all a phase, it turns out that it wasn't, and I'm definitely one of them gays you read about. So to really make my parents eat it for being so wrong, I'm going to enshrine my homosexuality in law and celebrate it with a huge fuck-off party. The man still has daddy issues. We good? We're all on the same page?
I get it. My dad's never
Sweet.
hugged me. I'm 100%
Great.
down with this.
Oh, and get married to the man I love, live happily ever after, yada, yada, yada. But it's mainly the party that's causing the dilemma. Okay, so he's sure about the husband, but not thrilled about the party option so far. Are we all
on board?
Okay, great. I don't know what about this man would make him seem anxious. And not because he vetoed my idea of having poppers as party favors for the guests. Oh my God, that's about his husband-to-be, who's vetoed the poppers. Oh, Joe's already against this guy. Okay, cool. No, my dilemma is this. How much Kylie is too much Kylie? I bloody love Kylie, and I found a lovely lady who'll come and do 90 minutes of Kylie-based hits for the wedding reception.
Answers my first question.
What
Perfect.
could be better?
Right.
My other half, however, has put a 45-minute max on her set because according to him, there might be people who won't like 90 minutes of Kylie at a gay wedding.
No. Okay, right.
He has capitalized gay. I know you're both having strong feelings. I do think you should.
I know.
let me
I'm
get to the
listening.
end.
I'm listening. I'm just like, I'm already confused.
About why they're getting married. I know you are. I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong and should let fake Kylie, for the purposes of this rest of this set, or the rest of this email. He thinks he's right and says that quite apart from anything else, he doesn't want to see his mom off her tits on amyl. What's AMYL? What's that?
Oh, I guess that's poppers. Amyl nitrate.
Wow. Okay, cool. You're so gay. I mean, wise.
Room odorizer.
Yeah. Okay. He doesn't want to see his mom off her tits on amyl during spinning around. I think this is reason enough to book fake Kylie in the first place.
Yeah.
So, who should win? Do I get a full 90 minutes of Kylie, or do I let the other groom choose some of the entertainment?
Do you want to go?
There's strong feeling. Joe, this is why we've asked you here, so please tell us all of your thoughts, and then Helen will also chime in undoubtedly. You have feelings about this?
I do, and I have two options for you. One, zones. Have you thought of having a Kylie zone and then a shit zone?
Yeah!
Thank you for saying shit zone.
So where your husband-to-be can book his entertainment that can be in this other room.
Yeah, it'll only be for one because everyone else will be in the Kylie zone, but sure.
Yeah, it'll be like what's that voting system? AV, I don't know.
What voting system?
I need to try to
AV?
make this smart. This isn't a smart podcast.
Well, exactly, but that's well, I tried and I really, really missed.
Okay.
First past the post, proportional representation.
Yeah, so the other one.
The other one.
So it'll be like that.
So you're saying make a divide at a celebration which is of bringing together, do the ceremony of bringing together, and immediately create
essentially
a
a
divide.
popularity contest.
Okay, great. Love that. Love it.
Have someone on each door with a clicker.
Yeah.
Ideally, one dressed as Kylie and the other one just a person.
Have the numbers over the zones of who's in which, I think would be lovely. That would be delightful. You know, like they can
my
count in a
God.
marathon kind of thing. Okay, so you think zones or
tell him that you've limited it to 45, but you haven't really.
just straight up
Mm.
And
lie.
then
Straight up lie.
when she finishes and everyone's like, what? But you didn't even do slow. So then they call for an encore and she's
Fucking
like, well, you
smart.
know what? I just so happen to have 45 minutes of encore prepared.
I think, right, so immediately I'm with you. I agree that like Kylie is doing 90 minutes regardless of anything here. Like this isn't the question. It's how we facilitate Kylie doing 90 minutes.
Okay, so
it's not a question of her doing 45.
Okay, can I just, first of all, so far Joe's ideas are zone and then undermine the marriage immediately by popularity contest or overt lie to new spouse. Yes. You are with Joe insofar as you're like, we're no questions asked, it's got to be 90 minutes.
I also have first-hand experience of this. I went to a gay wedding, this is like years ago, which was Kylie. Like the whole reception, it was in like a football club somewhere or a rugby club in West Ham. And they had like
It was a
Kylie
rugby
playing all
club in
night. They
West
had a
Ham. She
drag
doesn't know anything
queen.
about sport.
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Okay.
I don't think they did either. I don't know why we were there. And no, one of the grooms plays rugby. And they had like Kylie even signed a photo for the grooms. And it was like this, it was
No.
amazing because it was given to the grooms. And it came after there was a speech about like one of their families couldn't make it because they were on the other side of the world. Only some of them could come. So like, and it was like moving, but like no tears. And they went, but Kylie signed a photo and immediate water. How important is family when there's a possible signed photo from Kylie? It was so incredible.
Can I throw a spanner in the works? Because I feel like somebody should advocate for the less good groom.
No.
Well,
No.
let's just for a second.
Also exclusively serve the Kylie rosé wine. They sell it online. I got a bottle.
yeah.
It is really good. Kylie makes good
Do you know
wine.
anything about wine? Okay.
Oh.
And so,
Yeah, I know there's Kylie and
I
Graham Norton.
drink it. Wait, Graham Norton does wine?
oh
Graham
yeah,
Norton does wine.
yeah.
I
it's
still
actually
haven't
not
had the
bad.
Ramona Pinot from Real Housewives of New York, so my wine knowledge isn't as good as I want it to be.
It's expanding.
It's expanding.
So let's just imagine we're the shit groom for a second. Here's my
Can't
question.
relate.
I know, but let's just try. What if fake Kylie, the one hired, what if she's not a good fake Kylie?
It's kind of even better. No.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
It's still the beats. It's still the song. It's still the vibe.
You think? Oh, you're right. As you said it, I thought that sounds great. That sounds great.
But was someone off key and like spinning around but missing the cue to stop?
Yeah. Oh, sounds
Spinning
great.
around. The song's over. Ray
That
of Light
does-
started and they're still
That sounds great. To be fair.
exactly what you want.
Actually, you know what? Okay, well here's the other thought. If I'm groom number 2, I'm thinking, you know what? It sounds like the parents weren't fully on board here necessarily from the beginning, and it's a lot of gay at the gay wedding. They might feel like, let's accommodate for everybody's interests. I said it even as I said I'm just not this
You should be
self-loathing.
disgusted by yourself.
I'm just not this self-loathing. I tried and I was like, oh,
Look,
they can fuck
Kylie's
off.
doing
Yeah.
90 minutes. If bad groom isn't in for it, you've got a 45-minute break somewhere else. Okay?
Yeah, go for a walk.
Figure your shit out.
Go for a walk.
Come back. You've missed out on the fun. But just step it up. It's a wedding. How often do you get to hire a fake Kylie for 90 minutes?
Exactly.
And also, this is my option as far as like, sometimes it's easier just to place blame on something external. So then it's not on you. So just make it very clear. Look, I spoke to fake Kylie. She doesn't do less than 90 minutes. That's the minimum. It's so important to me that she's there.
Yeah,
this is
another
just
lie,
how it is.
another lie.
I love
God.
you. But it's not.
It's a web of lies with you two at the start of a wedding. My goodness.
Oh,
me.
you have to go into a relationship with lies. Otherwise, where's the mystery? You've got to constantly be surprising your partner. As someone who's never been in a relationship, even I know that.
Okay. Well,
I know that.
I think we've come down fairly strongly in favour of 90 minutes of Kylie. Here's my last question.
I would also like to go.
Oh,
yeah. Can we also come to the wedding?
Pop us
Third
in
wave
90
invites.
Yeah. If we're the fucking third wave, they've sent an email in about the wedding. We're obviously close enough for that. I think we should be second wave.
That's so true.
It's a bit out of order for anything less. Here's my question. What song would you want her to open with? Oh, a genuine pause for contemplation and reflection from these two. The both of them. Both of them sat back in their chairs.
Banger.
Both of you sat back in your chairs. Oh, you think it needs to be a banger and not like
It
heartfelt
needs to be a
love
banger,
song?
but it can't. No, because
Wow, shot down immediately. No.
But same as like, open with a good joke, but best joke at the.
Oh, guys, this is a podcast. You can't both just
No,
stop
we have
talking
to,
think
though.
about which song. Well, I'll keep the chat going because goodness me. Also,
This is where you'll fill in with a sort
Can't
of
get you out of my
medley
head.
of the Kylie bangers so you know what's going through our heads right now.
Out of my head, can't get you out of my head.
That's it. I'd go for something, one of the like late
floor
90s,
filler. It
early
has to be a
noughties
floor filler.
fillers because she's got 5 of them so she can both open and finish on one.
oh wow, 5 specifically.
I wouldn't do anything from the last 2 albums, honestly. I
Not-
think
no, not
you
to
need
open,
to throw
yeah.
back because it's a wedding. You've got
Is
generations
Chocolate one
there.
of her songs? Is that one?
Yeah.
Is that
I don't know
last
that
2
one.
albums?
No.
I was just trying to name Kylie songs, but I don't actually really.
To be honest, this might be too into Kylie, but I think it depends on the outfit that fake Kylie arrives in.
Well, I would assume she would choose the set list and then her outfits to go with. She's not some sort of fucking amateur. She does weddings. Okay.
You're right. You're right. Right. She does weddings in Birmingham. She must be a pro. Can't get you out of my head. That's what I'm going to go for.
Are you backing that, Joe?
I'll back that because
Okay.
everyone will know it.
Yeah.
And it brings them in.
Stunning. Well, I think we've solved another problem, saved another marriage.
And if he says
Well
no,
done, guys.
find someone else. Find someone that says yes.
Find someone else to marry. Yeah. Gorgeous. Yeah, how hard can it be to find a gay man who wants to get married and loves Kylie? Is that hard?
Sure. I don't know why we're looking at you like you know.
Joe, is that hard?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I've watched a lot of reality television. That
Okay, well, step it up, worried in
seems to be
Birmingham.
fine. Yeah, it seems to be doable. Get on it. Wonderful. Joe, where can people find you?
Generally around East London, online, Instagram. Although I guess when this comes out, I will be coming to the end of a pre-planned Instagram break. So actually, I'll be re-emerging on Instagram.
So lush that you
fresh
pre-plan
new
these.
thirst traps
Hot.
Oh my
in
God.
the beginning of
Stunning.
November.
Stunning, are you going to spend the month off getting even more buff?
I'm going to spend some of that month in Berlin, probably not eating or sleeping.
Oh, wow.
You are going to look so fucking good. Are you doing that thing where you go to Berlin but you don't book somewhere to stay because the clubs are 24 hours?
Oh, no, I did book somewhere to stay because they were so desperate for tourism that I got a hotel suite for half price.
Yes, please.
What?
Which hotel?
It's Europe's first music hotel.
What?
That's all I'll say. Do you
I
want
know
one?
this one. I
You can
know
order
this
a
one.
guitar to your room on room service.
It's on the spree.
Yeah.
It's near
It's
the
so
wall.
tacky. Okay, so if you've ever seen Destiny's Child's episode of MTV Cribs, that's the decor. Everything is
anybody
shaped
want
to look like a
that?
lava lamp or genie lamp. There are no other shapes.
Best time. The
That
best
sounds
time.
horrendous. Oh my God.
I only ask them always, I really want people to book into, you know, Hotel Adlon, which is the really famous hotel in Berlin, which is where like Hitler used to go all the time. But more importantly,
You made it dark,
it's where
Helen.
Michael Jackson held his baby out the window.
Wow.
the same one.
Wow.
Same hotel, and everyone thinks
Wow.
it's a coincidence. Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. They're the same people that say it's a coincidence that Janet came out the same year Diana died. I don't think so.
No, you're right. You're right. Oh my God, we talk about your adorable laugh just then. That was cartoonish, and I loved it so much.
It was like a little goofy baby, but not Max, like a different one.
Okay, so you'll be back from Berlin, back on the gram, trapping thirst, as it were, or whatever one says, and it will be at the start of November.
Yes.
And also people can come see you do comedy and find out about your gigs where.
Instagram and the website of mine.
Yes.
Look, all the links are going to be below. Yeah, you don't have to do this. The links are there. We'll
Okay,
tag
people will
Joe
find
and
you.
everything
People will
about
find-
it.
Okay, of course we will. Please do.
And you could go to BBC iPlayer and watch episode 6059 of a little indie production called EastEnders.
Are you in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
Joe
got a check for
Sutherland.
£9 from BBC iPlayer.
Whoa.
You're not going to.
I'm sorry. That's
feels
crazy.
like a moment.
You're in the movies. I didn't realize. That's
Thank you.
crazy. Of course you have to come off Instagram. It must be relentless. God. Well, congratulations, Joe. Thank you so much for being
God
here.
bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you now.
Thank you.
All right, ta-ra.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Bye.
Bye. You can fuck off now.